Hey guys, this is the Apple Age, and in this video, in this series of 3 parts or so, I will be showing you guys how you can create your website from scratch in Photoshop and then exporting it to Dreamweaver and afterwards uploading it to the web. So in the first part, I'll just be showing you guys the designing part in Photoshop. The second part will be moving over to Dreamweaver, where we'll link up all the stuff in the website. And then in the third part, we're going to upload our website onto the internet so that other people can see it as well besides you. So basically this is what I did the other time when I was free in Photoshop, and then I exported it over to Dreamweaver, then uploaded it onto the web. So this is what I came up with. What you notice here is that there's a foreground as well as a background layer. So one thing to note is that the background layer has to be a solid color. You can put a foreground layer if you want, and you can just put a gradient or anything. It really doesn't matter as long as the background layer is a solid color. So basically you see in the PSD I have here that the background here is a solid color and the foreground here is actually it's a gradient if I'm not wrong. So that's a thing. I mean, like, you can't put a drop shadow either if you don't have a background layer, because you need a solid color so that when you're indicating the background layer, the background color in Dreamweaver, it's one single solid color. If not, it'll be a little bit more difficult to work with. So that's my advice, just use a solid color as your background color instead of a gradient or anything fancy like that. So now let's just get started on the design process. I'm going to put this as 1200 by 1050. And alright, let's just do... I'm not gonna do anything fancy over here because I just want to make this tutorial quick. So I'm just going to put this as a black background, and then I'm just gonna put in my logo, add some text to it. Scale it down. This isn't gonna be a fast process, but it's pretty easy. Yeah, you just have to follow the tutorial step by step and then you should be fine. So I'm just gonna create 3 pages in my website. It's gonna be home, about, and contact. So for home, I'm actually gonna add a period behind this. And actually, I'm just gonna leave this like that. So there's 3 pages, and I just want to make sure that they are aligned properly. So yeah, more or less. And this is it really for the basic template. And now we're going to just do the home page. There it is. Alright, so on your desktop, just create a new folder and just call it website or something. And then in website, you're gonna create 3 folders. One is gonna be PSDs, where you put all your PSDs in. One's going to be whatever you want to title your website. So I'm just gonna title mine the Apple Age. And then one is gonna be called rollover. So I'm just gonna save this as the basic template for now. And I'm gonna save this in website and then in PSDs. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this like 3 times. And one's gonna be home page, one's gonna be the about page, and one's gonna be the contact page. Oops, I typed right. And so in the home page, I'm just gonna add a period to the home text here, and put this in bold. If you don't have this panel thing here, just go to window and check character, then this will come up. So this will indicate that the page I'm on is actually the home page. Now I'm gonna duplicate the about and the contact layers and rename them to about rollover and contact rollover. The reason being that well, basically you want this effect. So when you roll over the text, it kind of shows that you are doing so. And for me, I'm gonna indicate that you're mousing over that by using like the underline thing, whatever it's called. And yeah, I'll just hide those first because we don't really need it now. And I'm gonna take all my video thumbnails from my YouTube channel and just put it in here, so it'll be something like that. And I'll do that, add the text in and everything, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I am back and I'm done with my homepage with all the videos and everything up, as well as my about page where I just put in a bunch of random text. If you want to obtain this random text, it's actually used by a lot of designers to show what to put in what text, where the text goes. You can actually visit this site, loremipsum.net, description below. And yeah, you can replace this with whatever text you want to use it instead for, rather than lorem ipsum, because it doesn't make sense. I can just write a whole life story there, something that doesn't really matter. And then in the contact page, I have the links to my email address, my Twitter, and my YouTube channel. And these are all manually typed out. If you want to look for more social media icons, found this website, which in this particular blog post that has like 45 social media icon sets, so I bet you can find something that you like from there. So I'll also put that in the link in the description below. So for each of these pages, I have also put like the current page in bold and with the period next to it, and the other 2 pages I've also added the rollover layer, and same goes with the contact page as well. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put rulers all over the few pages, and then we're gonna slice them up. So before we put in the rulers, we are going to hide the original about and contact layers, and bring in the about and contact rollover layers. Do the same thing for the about and the contact pages as well. And now we're just gonna bring in the rulers. If you don't have this ruler marks at the side here, just go and press Command R if you're on Mac and Control R if you're on a PC. So you're just gonna slice them up, and how you slice them up is basically just create a square around links, around things that you want to link up. So on my logo here, I want to link my logo to the home page, so I'm just gonna make a box over here, and do that as well for the pages. And the reason why I asked you guys to display the rollover layers instead of the original ones is because we're going to cut out the rollover layers instead of the original ones so that it won't be scaled up or down, because we're just going to swap the images in Dreamweaver. So I'm just going to work on the rulers and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so now when you put up all your rulers as such, you're gonna take your crop tool, but right click on this and have your slice tool come up. So we're just gonna slice the individual parts, starting with the home page. So for example, I'm gonna slice out the Apple H logo so that I can link this to the home page later on, as well as the various buttons, the about page with the underline, contact page, it doesn't have to be accurate, but just don't leave anything out. That's the main thing you want to look out for. And I'm just gonna finish this real quick and I'll get back to you guys. I'll do this for the same for the about and the contact as well. Alright, so I'm done with slicing up all the parts of the page that I want to be clicked through. And now before I proceed to exporting this, I'm going to display the original about and contact buttons over here instead of the rover buttons, so that this is displayed by default. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other two pages as well. So now that is done, and all I'm going to do now is go over to File and Save for Web. Now the quality you want, the format you want will be in JPEG and quality at 100, and just leave the rest as it is. Click on Save, and now you're going to select HTML and images and name this for the homepage index.html and leave the rest as the settings are here. So I just saved it. So now if you go into the folder that you're using to store all this images and index.html, in my case it's the Apple H folder. So I'm just gonna rename the images folder to images-index. Now you see why I have to do this in a minute. So do the same thing for the about page as well. I'll do the same basically for like every page. And this we can just leave as about.html. It doesn't really matter, only the home page one matters. I just save that. And now you see even the about the HTML page, it's also named images, so it will replace files if you didn't name this images-index. So we're gonna rename this to images-about as well. And I'm gonna repeat the same process with the contact page again. And this is basically all of what they need to do. And actually you have the website here. After this, what you need to do is just bring it into Dreamweaver and do a bit of modifications, and that's it. But before I conclude this video, we're gonna export the rollover images. So what we're gonna do once again is uncheck the original ones and hide the original ones and show the rollover buttons as such, like we did before. So you go to File and Save for Web, repeat the same process, And this time we're going to save it under rollover, and we are going to just have an images folder and just save it. Now if you go over to rollover, you get this images folder. You're just gonna name this as home, and then in the about page repeat the same process. Save for web, save it images only as well, save it again, and this about, and same thing goes for the contact page. Now go into each of those folders. I'm going to start off with the home page, and I'm going to delete everything besides the other two pages, the rollover buttons. So I'll just delete everything else besides the about and the contact buttons, which are the rollover self with the underlines and things. We'll do the same for the about ones as well. And the contact ones as well. And now you have your rollover images. We're just going to keep this in here, and they're going to come in useful when we go and import them into Dreamweaver. So that will be in part 2 of this series. So be sure to check it out, and I will see you guys in part 2. Be sure to check that out because that is the crux of what is going on with this video. And if this video helped you, be sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to just leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks for watching, guys. See ya.